Senator Ludlam, business of the Senate notice of motion number 6. Senator Ludlam.
With pleasure, Mr President. I ask that business of the Senate notice of motion number 6, standing in my name today, which proposes a reference to the Legal and Constitutional Affairs References Committee relating to review and overhaul of the Telecommunications, Interception and Access Act, recommendations be taken as a formal motion.
Is there any objection to this motion being taken as formal? There being none, I call Senator Ludlam.
Thank you, President. I move the motion standing in my name. I'll also just indicate to senators that after the voting intentions of senators are clear, I will seek leave to make a brief statement.
All right. The question is that that motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion say aye. To the contrary, no. Noes have it. Noes have it. My apologies. That was not my earlier advice, but I'll call it again. The question, if people vote clearly for me, that does help sometimes. The question is that the motion moved by Senator Ludlam be agreed to. Those of that opinion say aye. Aye. The contrary, no. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. Senator Ludlam.
Thanks, President. I will, as I indicated, I'll seek leave to make a brief statement.
Is leave granted? There being no objection, leave is granted for 1 minute.
Thanks, President. I'll also, just before this is committed to the record, the motion is for reference to the References Committee. Just checking again, there might be an error on today's read. But look, I'm delighted to see this reference pass the chamber. Senators will be aware I've been attempting to have an inquiry held into the surveillance regime in Australia for months. It's never been more urgent, and I would like to acknowledge the ALP for supporting this reference. I'm extremely disappointed that the government can't see to support it. The Secretary of the Attorney-General's Department, under the previous government and the current government, has acknowledged that the TIA Act is hopelessly outdated and urgently in need of review. This is not a hostile reference, but it's an extremely urgent one. The TIA Act was written in 1979, well before the age of the internet. I guess you could say it was in larval form. But this was the age of the lawful warrant, in which if you needed to surveil someone's phone calls, read their emails, you needed a warrant. So I commend this resolution to the Senate and look forward to working with members from all sides on the inquiry, which is so long overdue.
Time has expired. Senator Ludlam, could I just ask clarify? It is the References Committee this is being referred to, but I note, I think on the red, I think it says the Legislation Committee. And no, I'm clarifying this now, but the clerk advises me that the notice paper does say to the References Committee, just so that later on there's no misunderstanding as to where this is proceeding to.
Yeah, President, if I can clarify, it's my intention that this proceed to the References Committee, not the Ledge Committee.
Yes, and I understand, Senator Ludlam, that that is what is contained in the notice paper, which is what we go by. So that's not in doubt, but I didn't want anyone to think that we'd passed a motion for something to go to a Legislation Committee when it was supposed to go to the References Committee.